such a liar.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 behind-the-scenes secrets of Netflix reality shows.
How does that work? Hold on.
It's just Barnett or bust. Like that's it. That's it for me.
How do you feel about the ring being moissanite or not a real diamond per se?
Divina.
For this list, we're taking a look behind the curtain at how these shows are reportedly made. Do you know any interesting insider facts about these shows? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Why they wear the same outfit. Dating around. You may have noticed that on this unique dating show, contestants wear the same outfit on all of their dates, even though they're clearly not all taking place on the same day.
Hello!
Barbara.
Justin?
How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
So what's the reason for this? When BuzzFeed spoke to the show's creator and executive producer Chris Culvener, he was able to give some answers about how the show was created.
I am super excited. I mean, blind dates are like one of those things that just like things can either go super right or super wrong, but yeah.
He said that in terms of the lead dater's clothes, they wore the same thing for continuity, so that the dates could be spliced together and easily compared without the viewer becoming distracted.
My mom was super happy that I went into accounting. Now it's like, oh, Justin, you could have been a doctor. Like, why didn't you do that? I'm like, you told me to do this. This was your idea.
Number 9. They really didn't know the twist. Too hot to handle.
Oh my God, please, bae. Sexy boy.
We've watched enough reality TV to know that the term reality is sometimes used pretty loosely. So we were surprised to find out that the contestants on Too Hot to Handle really didn't know what they were getting themselves into.
Usually if a guy's hot and I want him, it's just like, do a little hair flip, just like make eye contact, and then it's game over. I win.
The premise of this show is that a bunch of attractive strangers are brought to live at a resort together, but they're not allowed to be physically intimate. And if they do, they lose prize money for the group.
You will have to abstain from sexual practices for the entirety of your stay.
When we saw them learning about that major twist, the cast's reactions were very real.
That means no kissing.
What?
This is bullshit.
She just said no kissing. That's it.
No heavy petting.
This is literally bullshit.
Or sex of any kind.
Yo, no way.
Number 8. Casting was the biggest challenge. Indian matchmaking.
I'm a matchmaker for many families. Bangkok, Hong Kong, America. It's just a word of mouth.
Indian matchmaking takes us into the world of SIMA TAPARIA, a professional matchmaker based in Mumbai, as she navigates the world of dating with young Indians and Indian Americans.
They want tall, they want fair, they want from a good family. They want everything.
Though SIMA Auntie has a roster of approximately 500 clients, it wasn't easy to find people who were willing to be on the show. Many were concerned about privacy, and even some who did initially agree to be filmed ended up dropping out throughout the process.
I see some of my friends and they're with their husbands all the time, and I'm like, don't you hate that person? Like, you see them all the time. They're like, they're my husband. And I'm like, oh, do we have to see our husbands all the time?
Considering the exposure the show has received, however, TAPARIA is optimistic about casting a potential season 2.
I need someone who's open to the fact that I have all these different things going on, so someone who's open-minded and kind of goes with the flow.
Number 7. Their living arrangements weren't glamorous. Love is blind. In the first episode of the show, when they weren't chatting in the pods, the guys and girls of Love is Blind seemed to be housed in a fancy condo. We got to see their common areas where they spent time together, but we didn't get a glimpse into their sleeping quarters.
I had a good night's sleep. I'm ready to date, and it's time to start narrowing it down.
And this likely wasn't to preserve their privacy, but rather because they were actually sleeping in trailers. Contestant Kenny Barnes actually described them as having, quote, correctional facility beds.
I'm going to go ahead and get down on my knee. And I want to ask you, Kelly Marie, will you marry me?
I will. Yes.
Maybe being on a reality show isn't all it's cracked up to be. Number 6. Christine Quinn didn't actually meet her husband like that. Selling Sunset.
I am back. I have a new man. I have a new ring. I have a new house, and I am ready to dominate the market.
The magic of reality TV can twist stories into something that doesn't exactly resemble real life in an effort to ramp up the drama. One of the stars of Selling Sunset, Christine Quinn, asserts that the majority of the show is unscripted. But she admits that when we saw her kicking off her relationship with the man she would eventually marry, it was orchestrated for the show.
She's amazing. She compliments me perfectly. We're building an amazing life together. And I love you so much.
They actually met through friends, but the narrative provided on screen was that he was one of her clients.
Well, how did they meet?
Christine.
What's his name?
Oh, Christian.
Christian.
It was her client.
Oh.
Yeah. She was showing him properties. I think he was dating someone else at the time.
They really did have a whirlwind romance, though, moving in together after just 3 months. Number 5. Contestants were found on Instagram. Too hot to handle.
I would rate myself a 10 out of 10.
Casting for reality television is probably a whole lot easier today than it was 20 years ago. That's because anyone looking for exposure probably has tons of content about them readily available online.
I have 310,000 followers right now. It goes up usually every single day.
So it should come as no surprise that the casting team for Too Hot to Handle went to Instagram when they were tasked with finding a group of attractive singles for their show. In terms of what they were looking for, the qualities were described as sexy, sexed up, and charismatic. Sounds like they hit their mark.
I've got a lion tattoo here. It's basically how I see myself. Lion King was always my favorite movie.
Number 4. The Circle app isn't real. The Circle.
How does this thing work?
The Circle explores the idea that has struck fear into parents for decades, that you never really know who you're talking to online. The premise involves contestants communicating through an app called The Circle while presenting themselves however they'd like, no matter how much it differs from reality.
Look out, Circle. Rebecca is coming to get you.
And if the technology seen on the show seems too good to be true, that's because it is.
Can you hear me, Circle? Oh, hold up. Ah, okay, so it is voice activated. We'll get to you in a second.
Though it appears to be voice activated, there's actually a producer transcribing what the participants are saying and then sending it to others in the network.
Circle, I'm very happy. Please submit my ratings.
Number 3. They can describe their looks. Love is blind.
If I fall in love and get engaged, it will be with someone I've never seen. It's crazy.
The premise of Love is Blind is based around the fact that participants are supposed to see if they can fall in love without ever setting eyes on the object of their affections. But of course, they are allowed to get creative when it comes to conveying how they look.
But honestly, I'm the type of person that I am attracted to personality. Not saying I want to marry Shrek or anything like that, but if Shrek had a good personality,
We learned that it's not technically against the rules for contestants to physically describe themselves to their potential partners, or ask others in the house what people look like.
If I had to guess, I'd say you're African American.
This is our first talk and you're already asking me what I look like. You're missing the whole point.
Now, obviously, this is somewhat contrary to the entire intention of the show, but we can't blame them for trying.
She and I didn't share any descriptions of each other. I can just tell that she's such a gentle person.
Number 2. Chriselle Staus wouldn't actually have gotten an invitation to Christine Quinn's wedding. Selling Sunset.
I'm good not being friends with you. It's been a very toxic relationship having you in my life.
It's no secret that Chriselle and Christine aren't the best of friends. From the very beginning, they've had conflict, and their feud has dragged on over 3 seasons.
She named the drink the Two-Faced Chriselle. Okay, you know what? Actually, it's Chriselle's Two-Faced Tonic. I'm sorry.
Despite the fact that the two work together, according to OK Magazine, Christine said that there's no way Chriselle would have been invited to her wedding had it not been for the show.
And let us grant that the love which you both have for each other now may always be so.
Though they used to be close friends, she also said that Mary Fitzgerald would not have received an invite either.
That's up.
We'd have to guess that Chriselle wasn't exactly thrilled to be there anyway.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. The contestants could watch Netflix, The Circle. Of course they could.
Oh, friendship bracelets. Oh, I don't have any friends here.
Couples had to hide their relationship status. Love is Blind. After filming, some couples had to keep their relationships under wraps for more than a year.
We're still together.
So what's happening? What's going on?
Life for us has been really, really good. Each and every day is like our own little experiment because we're still learning each other, even though we've been married for over a year now.
There's a checklist for each hero. Queer Eye. Apparently, there's an extensive list of boxes they have to check before they're cast.
Welcome to Quincy, Illinois. This is my hometown. And our hero this week is Kathy Julie. She runs the music department for all the public schools. She was my orchestra teacher. I've known her forever.
They kept the awkward moments in, dating around. They wanted the show to feel authentic.
Are you Filipino? Right? I am Filipino.
Why are you shaking my hand like
no,
because you're doing this.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Tan France wasn't going to audition. Queer Eye.
It's obvious that Ariane takes no pride in his appearance. It's time to get off your ass and put in some work.
It's hard to picture anyone else in the Fab Five, but it turns out that Tan wasn't initially going to audition to be on the reboot of Queer Eye. France told ET that it hadn't been his intention to seek out a spot on the show, but the producers noticed his social media presence and got in touch with him.
T-shirts, short sleeve shirts, full button-up shirts, long sleeve shirts. I've then moved over to jeans and suits and jackets, so keep it organized and it's easier to get ready in the morning.
He said, quote, "For me, it kind of just came out of nowhere. I feel like it was a lottery. I got super lucky. I am very, very grateful."
You
no,
shop
I never
where?
Usually the shopping channels.
Okay,
yes.
I just needed to hear it again.
He also said that the 5 of them became instant friends even before they began shooting the first season.
It's full-on High School Musical. I'm just imagining at any moment, kids will run in, they'll start dancing on a table, there's a sing-along that's going on.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.